Hello and welcome to a new video on the HKCM Global channel. My name is Philip. Today I'm going to take another look at the developments on the NASDAQ and on the S&P 500 index. Yeah, but first of all, let me give you some of my thoughts on also the fundamental aspects of the markets at the moment. I know that there's a lot of people right now, they are still in complete disbelief that the rally for now could be taking a longer and more extended break. There's also many calls now for the markets to have already bottomed. Let me get that out of the way straight away here. This is not what I'm expecting currently. I'm not expecting the markets to have bottomed yet, although there will probably be a little bit of a recovery phase in the next few days. But overall, the whole situation that's been developing, especially since the Trump administration has come to power, I'm seeing more and more signs here that I'm expecting them to be in favor of a larger market correction, because they still have the problem. The Fed is cornered at the moment. We do not have much wiggle room here for QE programs of any sort. Yeah. Fed balance sheet is still in decline. The interest rates are still at very, very high levels. So I don't think that the United States are in any ways interested in raising new debt, which has to be repaid at very, very unattractive interest rates. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything coming from the Fed anytime soon to blow up their balance sheet again, because I think for a larger and more extended QE program, they will need to lower interest rates in the first place. And this is something I don't think that's going to be happening overnight. So this is just my take on that side, because I've been asked that questions a couple of times over the last few weeks. This is not in any ways for me the indication what is going to be happening on the markets or happening on the charts, because I've been calling for a top for on the NASDAQ and on the S&P already in fall of 24, because it was just obvious that things have run its course, and at some point the market will need a larger and longer extended correction phase in order to be able to generate new momentum to see another run up to new all-time highs. And this is just what we've been seeing the last few weeks and what I was expecting. Maybe you just want to take a look at my first video on the NASDAQ I did here on this channel, when I already called the top to be in, and ever since the market has been in decline. Also, interesting side note for whoever is interested in that, Warren Buffett has been building up cash for quite some time, and right now I think he has a $360 billion cash position at the moment. Maybe he missed out on the last 5%, but he's having a very, very nice and juicy cash deposit now, which he can deploy to the markets whenever he seems fit and whenever the prices are going to be more attractive, because there's still a lot of stocks out there that are at levels which are way, way too high, and which we are expecting to come down over the next few weeks and months as well, just as we are expecting the indices, the NASDAQ and the S&P, to come down further. So let's dive in. Let's start with the S&P for now. We have seen a clear drop in the market percentage-wise from the all-time high. So far we've seen a 10-11% correction, which is perfectly healthy. The apocalypse has not occurred yet. It's also not something I'm expecting at this point in time. So for my overall perspective, I'm still expecting, after this correction is finished, both the markets, or all of the stock markets in general, that we are going to be seeing another run to new all-time highs before we are really going to see a massive deep dive long-term correction, which could take years to complete. So just to be clear on that. So but I'm not expecting this to be over yet. For now, we have made a new long entry here on the S&P 500, just to be safe, just to be sure that there's nothing happening here which could extend the bullish phase for now for a little bit to the upside, and we could see another breakout above 6,166 points. Just as a backup, to be safe there, we entered a long position here in our target zone, but I'm not expecting this at the moment to stick. It's just our alternative. Position has been stopped on break even on entry price, so we are fine here for now, but I'm expecting a recovery phase for sure, but then further sell-off into the target zone down here. And I'm also leaning towards reducing that target zone, taking away the 23.6 retracement and leaving it at the 38 to 50, which would then be around 5,000 to 4,700 points. It would be another sell-off from taking it from the lows here from 5509. That would be another 10%, so in total it would be around 20% sell-off if we reach the 38.2 retracement. and I think this is going to be perfectly healthy, and I think the market can take it. As I already mentioned, there are so many stocks that are extremely overvalued at the moment. We have seen the massive drop in Palantir that has occurred, and I'm also doubting that this stock has already bottomed out here, so I'm expecting further downside to come. There will be recovery, but this is the picture I'm getting from many stocks out there. So just, it's going to be normal that there's going to be a breather for now, I think. Maybe for this week and into next week we have to see. Tomorrow there will be another Fed meeting, so we have to see what's happening there and how the market will react to that. But overall, I'm not expecting this correction to be over. Yeah? So this is my short-term expectation on the S&P 500 for now. In the long run, yes, as I already mentioned, I'm expecting after a low here is made within probably ideally around 5,000 points, I'm expecting another run up, and I'm expecting new all-time highs to come. And this is my overall perspective on where I'm expecting this market to finally top out and then enter a multi-year corrective phase. Yeah. So right now, I'm expecting the S&P to at some point reach around 7,300 points at least, and then start this multi-year corrective phase. And even if I put in another level, we would still have not reached the level where I would have expected the market to top out. So I'm definitely in the camp that I'm expecting a new high to be made. But for now, I'm expecting a intermediate correction to take place, which will be perfectly healthy and which will be very beneficial for the market and will attract new money basically and create new momentum to fuel this move to the upside. Yeah. Also, if we take a look at the indicator charts here, starting out maybe with the 4-day here for now, it's going down. It still has ways to go. It's not anywhere close to where I want to see this. I want to see the 4-day get oversold again, just as we had it here at the end of middle end of 22, when the last corrective phase was almost concluded. So that we are going to have a setup here for another run up higher. So the 2-week has also crossed down, just as we have seen in 21, 22. I'm expecting this to come down a lot further. We've triggered the short signal down here as well. We are losing momentum, so I'm expecting this correction to take much longer, as I already mentioned, but there will be, of course, recovery phases, and we are just on the brink of crossing down on the monthly as well. Also something we've seen here in 21, 22. I'm expecting this to play out, and this will have to also take some time to come down, at least maybe to a neutral level here, just to give the market a breather here. Short term, as I already mentioned, yes, I'm seeing clear signs for a recovery phase because we have been clearly oversold on the daily. We are now losing negative momentum here, which is a good sign. So I'm expecting a recovery phase to take place, which there are already signs of this happening, and then further sell-off to take place. And also the shorter time frames have already crossed to the upside, which is fueling the move at this point. This is going to come down soon. I guess within this week on the 4-hour, we're going to see another correction, and then we will see if this is already enough to hold the low here, or there will be a new low formed. But nevertheless, I'm not expecting this to take forever, because just shown the daily is clearly signaling that there is a recovery phase coming. Maybe another minor low, but overall I'm expecting a short-term recovery to take place soon. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ as well here. As I already mentioned, I called a high weeks ago already here for the B wave, and I'm expecting this to continue lower. I'm expecting this to reach 17,000, even maybe 15,800 points. This would be on the more extreme side, so this is my ideal target here, around 17,000 points. So far from the all-time highs, the market has lost around 15%. Which is also fine for me, especially if we look at the drop that we've seen here in August 24, which was already a drop of, also 18%, around 18%. And we all survived. The market can take it. As I mentioned before, we've also looked at some of the stocks here on this channel. There are stocks like Palantir, Meta, etc., Nvidia, all the big tech companies here they need a corrective move in order to keep these charts healthy, in order to create setups that this can continue to a new all-time high. And this is also what I'm still expecting with the NASDAQ. I'm still expecting this market, after the wave 4 correction here has concluded, to build a new all-time high, and I'm at least expecting the 23,500 points to be reached. This could extend well above that. We know the NASDAQ tends to build extreme extensions, especially in the last phase of rallies. So this could reach around 27,000 points. That I would still be open to that. So this is something that I'm looking at for the final top then. And this, of course, then will, as I've just shown with the S&P 500, this will trigger a correction which will take multi-years probably to conclude, because then many, especially also of the large tech stocks, will have concluded their overall cycles, and 50-60% corrections will be in order. Let's also take a look here at the indicators. What we are seeing here on the short-term basis, a very similar picture to the S&P 500. The daily has been very much oversold. We are losing the negative momentum at the moment, which is a good sign. MACD is trying to cross up. So I'm also here clearly, I'm expecting a recovery phase to take place soon here with the NASDAQ. But if we zoom out further, looking at the 2-week, we have a cross down. We are on the short signal. We are still using our positive momentum, and we are also having the cross on the monthly MACD, which is almost taken place. So it's really just leaning on it. So this can happen anytime soon. We've been losing positive momentum over many months for now. The short signal here is closing in. So I'm still also here clearly expecting that this correction is not going to be over soon, but this is going to take much more time to complete. And I'm expecting this probably to take the rest of this year even, maybe even into 26, we will see. But there will be phases when the markets will recover in between, but this can still take up some time before we are finalizing this correction. And just as with the S&P, it's going to be healthy and it's going to be fine for the NASDAQ, because if we would have not triggered this correction at this point, I would have been very cautious and very skeptical if my scenario that the market is going to make a new all-time high before topping out completely. I would have had to question that scenario, and I would have probably leaned towards the case that we have completed everything for now and it's going to be over then. But with this correction, if it stays the way it's been doing at the moment, then I'm expecting this to be the option for the market to afterwards go higher again and go to new all-time highs. Then maybe with the Fed, for example, expanding their balance sheet again. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I think they need to lower interest rates in the first place, and this is going to take some time for them to do, and it's not going to happen overnight. So that's probably why this correction will last most of 25 and maybe even into 26. We will see. But for now, the overall expectation of mine was correct. The markets have topped for now. We are seeing clear corrective action taking place, which I'm not seeing as finished yet. And for now, I've done some long trades here with the S&P 500, which is a good backup for now. But larger scales, long investments, I will not be entering until both of them have reached my larger overall target areas. So let's leave it with that. As always, if you leave a comment, it's highly appreciated. If you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, of course, as well. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.